time I was 9 or 10, I definitely wanted to be Olympic champion. And if you can't dream at that age, I mean, when can you dream?
By the time Janet Lynn competed in Lyon, the American tradition of excellence in the sport had been well established. Teresa Weld, Beatrix Lagren, and Maribel Vincent Owen had all won bronze or silver medals in skating's early years, but no American lady had won a world or Olympic gold medal. Tenley Albright changed all that, but she had to fight to do it. At age 9, she contracted polio.
I was holding my 6-week-old cousin in my arms when I first got polio, and I remember very clearly my arms going weak and saying to my mother, "Would you please hold the baby? Afraid I'm going to drop her."
For 3 weeks, Tenley lay in a hospital bed, her right leg paralyzed.
I clearly remember that feeling of taking those first steps, having my feet on that cold floor, and having the doctors in their white coats just sort of standing back quietly, and no one was holding me. No one knew what caused polio, where it came from, really how it spread, or what to do about it. My parents thought, well, I had liked to skate, so why not that? Because I could stay away from children, not scare them.
During the long months of Tenley's recovery, skating became more than a rehabilitation. It became her passion. Before long, she wasn't just a recovering polio patient, but a champion skater who spent 1 month each year training in Lake Placid. By 1953, 8 years after the first step, Tenley was the best in the world.
And now what are you going to do for your encore?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's very fair that you don't have skates on this evening.
It's much fairer to me not to have them on, but I got little spikes in my shoes.
Starting in 1953, Carol Heiss was America's second-best skater. And she was always chasing Tenley Albright. 4 years younger, Carol had never beaten Tenley. The fact that these two skaters came from such different backgrounds, proper Bostonian and working-class New Yorker, made the rivalry even richer.
We really only saw each other at competitions, so we never really got a chance to know each other well.
My parents were immigrants from Germany. My mother wasn't socially prominent. My dad was a baker. We didn't have much money. So it was rather unique then. As I made the world team, it was our neighbors in Ozone Park that helped to buy me a pair of skates for Christmas that year. And it was the Skating Club of New York members that got together and bought my mother her ticket and my airline ticket to go to the World Championships in Davos, Switzerland.
For the first time in history, at the 1956 Olympics at Cortina d'Ampezzo, the U.S. ladies were favored to win gold and silver.
Cortina was freezing, and the costumes were all chiffon or lightweight, and there was just no way you could keep warm and stay warm.
Tenley had a serious problem in Cortina. Only days before the competition, she'd fallen backward and pierced her right ankle with the blade of her left boot. She trained in Cortina in pain.
It did hurt. It hurt every minute. But the thing that really made such a difference to me was the whole audience started humming my music. When you're making yourself do something, it's one thing, but when that was over, how do I get off the ice? I have to figure out a way that is not going to show the problem.
In a courageous performance, Tenley won America's first Olympic gold medal in ladies figure skating. To her right, again, stood Carol Heiss. Only 2 weeks later, the generation turned. As the reigning Olympic and defending world champion, Tenley lost the world title. This time, Carol triumphed.
It took close to 3.5 hours before they said, "You are definitely the champion." My mother just said, "That's wonderful, honey. Congratulations. Well done. Now can we go back to the hotel?" And that's when I realized that she was seriously ill. She was bedridden for 9.5 months. She never really got out of bed and just ended up dying of cancer. I felt sorry for Tenley, but that championship probably means about as much to me as winning the Olympic gold medal. It was the only time my mother saw me be world champion.
In 1956, Tenley retired. In 1960, Carol won her own Olympic gold medal in Squaw Valley. Americans had become the sport's dominant force.